Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in. Imagine everything in your life aligning, shifting, and transforming, not slowly, not eventually, but now. You may not yet see it with your eyes, but deep within you feel it, a stirring, a signal, a spiritual announcement. Your life is about to change forever, and not just change, but overflow. The old world you once accepted is dissolving. What you thought was limitation, what you believed was lack, what you assumed was just your life is vanishing, and something greater is taking its place. This is not random, this is not coincidence, this is creation, your creation. The invisible world is always the first cause. What you imagine, what you assume, what you inwardly feel becomes form. Your future doesn't come from outside circumstances, it flows from the state you occupy now. If you're hearing these words, it means the invitation has come to shift, to rise, to prepare for overflow. But you must take a bold step, live from the end. Don't beg for the blessing. Become the version of you who already lives in it. Don't ask the universe to give you more. Assume that more has already been given. And let that assumption mold your words, your choices, your energy. It is not about waiting, it is about becoming. Overflow comes to the one who already feels wealthy before the evidence, already loves before the relationship, already celebrates before the breakthrough. You see, your state of being is the magnet, not your effort, not your hustle, not even your prayers, unless those prayers are saturated with knowing. When you change your state, you change the stream of life that flows toward you. A new path opens, new people appear. Opportunities once delayed now chase after you, because you become the version of yourself who belongs in the overflow. Guard your inner conversation. Speak within as one who already has. Let the words you whisper silently to yourself be words of possession, of joy, of completion. For your inner dialogue is the seed of your outer world. Faith, not fear, is the currency of creation. When you believe it before it shows up, it shows up. The moment you drop the need to see it to believe it, you unlock the power to believe it and then see it. And finally, prepare. Prepare not because you hope, but because you know. Prepare your energy, prepare your heart, prepare your environment. Overflow doesn't visit the unready. It dwells where it's been made welcome. So stand tall. Raise your vision. Assume the end. Because your life is not just about to change, it's already changing. And what's coming next is not a trickle. It's not a little more. It's not just enough. Everything you experience in life is the reflection of an inner picture, a vision you have accepted, often unconsciously, as your truth. Long before the thing appears in your hands, it takes form in your mind. Long before the opportunity knocks, it is summoned by your imagination. Imagination is not fantasy, it is creation. The moment you vividly imagine a new reality and believe in it as real, you set into motion a chain of unseen forces that orchestrate the external world in harmony with your inner vision. Every object, every event, every relationship, every twist of fate begins first as a thought, image held with feeling. Your world is not happening to you, it is responding to you, to what you consistently think, feel, and accept as true. When you close your eyes and dare to see yourself as wealthy, whole, joyful, or loved, and truly feel it as done, you are not escaping reality, you are rewriting it. The subconscious does not question what is real and what is imaginary. It simply accepts what you feel to be true and brings it to pass. The reason so many live small lives filled with limitation is not because they lack talent, luck, or favor. It's because they have imagined small lives. They have rehearsed struggle. They have repeated stories of lack. They have accepted conditions as permanent and believed that what is visible is all there is. But now you are awaking to the truth that your imagination is your most sacred and powerful tool. When you dare to imagine boldly, you are planting seeds in the soil of the universe. And these seeds do not sustain buried. With sustained attention and deep feeling, they germinate. The world begins to shift to mirror the image you have held within. Imagination requires no permission. You need not wait for signs, for people to agree with you, or for circumstances to validate your desire. Imagination is freedom itself, and in the stillness of your own mind, you can build worlds. To prepare for overflow, you must begin to see it before you see it. Visualize abundance in detail. Feel yourself already living in the fullness of it. Hear the conversations you would have. Walk the way you would walk. Speak from the place of the person who already has what they once hoped for. This is not pretending. This is creation. You are not wishing. You are selecting. You are entering the state where the desired reality already exists. And because you have entered it in imagination, life must rearrange itself to reflect it. Persistence is key. You may not see immediate changes, but do not be fooled. The moment you imagine and feel the end result, the roots are already forming. The world may seem quiet, but underground, your vision is gaining momentum. Delay is not denial. Continue to return to the image of your overflow. Nourish it with joy. Water it with gratitude. Protect it from doubt. Guard it from conflicting thoughts. Live in your vision more than your visible conditions, because your conditions will change, but your imagination must remain firm. And as you remain loyal to the unseen will become seen. Doors will open where there were none. People will enter your life who match the version of you you've been embodying. Circumstances will bend to match your frequency. In time, and sooner than you think, you will look around and realize what once lived only in your mind is now the life you wake up in every day. So dare to imagine the extraordinary. See yourself in overflow, not someday, but now, not as a dream, but as a reality. Because your imagination is not playing tricks on you. It's showing you what is possible. And if you are willing to believe it, feel it, and live from it, you will experience it. The greatest secret of manifestation is not in hoping, waiting, or even working harder. It is in assuming that what you desire is already yours. This is the truth hidden in plain sight. You must live from the end. To live from the end means to mentally and emotionally dwell in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Now. Not tomorrow, not once the conditions are perfect, not once everything aligns, but now. You don't wait for overflow to feel abundant. You don't wait for love to feel worthy. You don't wait for success to feel confident. You feel these things now, and by doing so, you create the mental environment that births them into form. This world mirrors your inner state. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what you are is determined by the state of consciousness you occupy. Ask yourself, if it were already done, how would I feel? How would I think, speak, move, and carry myself? How would I respond to life? How would I treat others and myself? Then begin to assume that identity. Make it your new dwelling place. Walk through life from the position of I have rather than I hope. Let the old self, the one who was waiting, dissolve. Living from the end is not pretending, it's not delusion. It's deeper than affirmation. It is identification. It is the moment you claim your desire, not as a future event, but as a present reality within your consciousness. And what you claim within must take form without. The outer world, though it may seem fixed, is always shifting in response to the inner command. This is why so many people remain stuck. They try to manifest from a state of lack. They visualize overflow but still identify as empty. They pray for change but still feel unworthy. They ask for more while still preparing for less. You cannot receive overflow while living mentally in drought. To experience a life that changes forever, You must stop approaching your desires as if they are distant. You must stop chasing what is already within your reach, if only you would accept it inwardly. When you live from the end, you bypass time. The future collapses into now. Suddenly, doors open not because you forced them to, but because you arrived in the state where they had no choice but to swing wide. When you embody the energy of already having, the universe rearranges itself in your favor. You speak differently, you think creatively, you no longer doubt, you no longer beg, you prepare with boldness because you know the harvest is inevitable. And that is the secret to overflow. It comes to those who are already living in it mentally, those who prepare the room before the guest arrives, those who make space before the thing shows up, those who rejoice before they receive. To live from the end is to rest, not in laziness, but in certainty, the kind of certainty that can't be shaken by circumstances, delays, or appearances. The kind of knowing that anchors you even when nothing outside of you seems to be moving. You become still, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is happening beneath the surface. You trust the process because you've already seen the result in your mind's eye. And if you persist in this inner state, nothing can stop the manifestation, no one can block it, no obstacle can delay it. Your assumption will harden into fact. So if you want the overflow, stop looking ahead. Start looking within. Become the person who already has what you seek. Speak from it. Think from it. Move from it. Wake up every morning not hoping to get there, but remembering you already are, because your life is not waiting to be changed someday, it is being changed right now. And overflow isn't coming, it's already here. For the one who lives from the end. There is a silent force working in your life at all times. It is not your willpower, it is not your effort. It is not even your words, unless those words are soaked in belief. It is your state of being. Your state of being is the sum total of your thoughts, feelings, assumptions, and self-perception. It is the atmosphere you live in, the inner tone you carry into every moment. And whether you are conscious of it or not, that internal atmosphere is constantly creating your outer experience. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. This is why people often wish, pray, affirm, and strive for change, yet continue to repeat the same cycles. Their outer goals have changed, but their inner state remains the same. They say they want abundance, but their state of being is still rooted in scarcity. They say they want love, but their inner tone is still shaped by rejection. They visualize overflow, but live emotionally, in fear of lack. And so life, like a faithful mirror, simply reflects back the state they've chosen, not the one they desire. If you want your world to change, your state must change first. The cause is always internal. You are not waiting for a breakthrough. Your breakthrough is waiting for you to rise into alignment with it. You don't magnetize success by chasing it. You become success inwardly, and success flows to you. You don't pull abundance toward you by struggling. You embody abundance, and the world reflects it. The floodgates of change do not open because you beg for them, they open because you are ready for them. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. This is the power of consciousness. Your outer world organizes itself according to your dominant inner vibration. If you carry the energy of fulfillment, more things to feel fulfilled about will come. If you dwell in peace, life will begin to arrange itself around your peace. If you live in the energy of already having, then already having becomes your reality. You must become magnetic, not through force, but through alignment. Ask yourself, what would the version of me who lives in overflow feel like? How would they walk, speak, breathe, believe? Then begin to adopt that state now. Begin to become the person who already has what you've been waiting for. This is the truth. You don't need to chase the thing you want. You need to become the version of you that already has it. The universe does not respond to desperation. It responds to embodiment. The more deeply you embody the state of overflow, the more fully you dwell in that feeling, the faster it must appear in the outer world. And here's the secret. Your state is not controlled by the world. It's created by you. You get to choose how you feel, what you dwell on, what you expect, what you prepare for. And the moment you shift your state, you shift your signal, and the entire field around you begins to shift in response. Life is not punishing you, life is responding to you. Your job is not to fix everything out there, your job is to fine-tune your state within. Because that is where the real creation happens. When you raise your inner frequency to match the reality you desire, you will begin to witness things around you transform. People, events, opportunities, even your physical surroundings, all reshaping themselves to reflect the new state you have chosen. And suddenly, what once seemed far away is right in front of you. Not because you fought harder, but because you finally aligned. So shift your energy, elevate your emotions, think from the version of you who already lives in the overflow. Feel it as done. Celebrate as if it's here, because the truth is, it is here. The moment you embody it, life has no choice but to echo your decision. Your state of being is the magnet, and overflow is what you were born to attract. There is a voice you hear more than any other in this world. It's not the voice of family, not your boss, not the media, not even your closest friends. It's the voice that whispers within, your inner conversation. That constant stream of self-talk, whether loving or critical, hopeful or fearful, confident or doubtful, is shaping the quality of your entire life. We often believe life is formed by the big decisions, the once-in-a-lifetime moments, or the external events that happen to us. But the truth is much quieter and far more powerful. Your inner dialogue is the seed of your destiny. Every word you speak within, especially those you repeat daily, plants a seed in your subconscious. That seed becomes belief. That belief becomes your state, and your state becomes your reality. If you repeatedly tell yourself it's too hard, or I never get ahead, or nothing ever works for me, you are unknowingly programming your life to reflect those assumptions. These inner phrases become silent orders, instructing the universe to confirm your fears. But when you begin to observe your inner talk and intentionally shift it, when you choose to speak life, abundance, favor, and confidence within, something incredible begins to happen. The doubts happen, life starts to respond. You'll notice changes in how people treat you. Opportunities will begin to appear that match your new story. Resistance will give way to flow. The outer world will begin to shape itself according to the new truth you've dared to repeat to yourself. This is not magic, it's law. The inner governs the outer. Your inner conversation is either rehearsing your limitations or revealing your liberation. It's either reinforcing the identity of lack or aligning you with the identity of overflow. The words you speak within become the framework of your self-image. And your self-image determines what you believe you deserve, what you prepare for, what you accept, and ultimately what you receive. So begin now. Monitor the narrative that runs through your mind. Don't judge it, just notice it. And when you hear a phrase that contradicts the life you desire, gently but firmly replace it. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, whisper, overflow is my natural state. Instead of thinking, things never work out for me, affirm, everything is always working in my favor. Instead of feeling like I'm stuck, declare, I'm expanding, rising, and evolving. At first, it may feel like you're lying to yourself, but what you're really doing is telling the truth before it's visible. You're choosing to align with the end before the evidence. You're calling things that are not yet seen as though they are. And as you persist in your new inner conversation, your reality will begin to mirror your inner shift. This is how you prepare for overflow, not by waiting, but by speaking from it. Let your self-talk come from the person who already lives in abundance. Let your inner words reflect power, not powerlessness. Let your imagination repeat scenes of victory, not defeat. This is a sacred practice because when you change the way you speak to yourself, you change your entire life. You uproot the old story and plant the seeds of a new one. And those seeds, spoken with belief and emotion, cannot help but bloom. Do not underestimate the power of your inner voice. It is your creative force. It is the original cause. It is the architect of your unfolding destiny. So if you want a life of overflow, begin to speak it within. Not just once, but over and over until the new language becomes your new identity. The words you speak inwardly are creating the world you walk in. Speak from abundance. Speak from love. Speak from the end, because every time you do, you're not just talking, you're creating. And destiny always follows the sound of your inner voice. There is a truth that transcends logic, defies the senses, and breaks through limitation. You must believe it before you see it. The world has taught us the opposite. We've been trained to trust only what we can measure, touch, or confirm with our five senses. But your senses are not the source of truth. They are only messengers of your past assumptions. They echo what was, not what can be. Faith is the power that allows you to break free from the prison of what is. It is the bridge between the visible and the invisible, the known and the yet to be. It is your ability to remain loyal to the reality you've imagined, even when every outward appearance denies it. Faith is not passive hope. Faith is active confidence. It's inner knowing. It's walking as though the answer has already arrived. It's preparing the table before the meal appears. It's celebrating the rain before the clouds have formed. When you operate in true faith, you do not beg. You do not wait for permission. You do not need signs. You become the sign. Faith is the choice to inhabit a state of completion, not because it has happened in the outer world, but because it has already happened in the inner world of imagination and belief. This is where creation begins. Every great transformation, every manifestation, every overflow begins with one decision. I will believe the unseen over the seen. And this belief is not blind, it is creative. You are not wishing, you are declaring what is real and allowing the universe to catch up. Even when doubt whispers, even when delay tempts you to surrender, even when fear presents its case, faith remains unmoved, because faith is not based on the world, it builds the world. So ask yourself, what would I do today if I truly believe that the thing I want is already mine? How would I think? What would I expect? How would I move? Then do that. Faith is not a feeling you wait for, it is a stance you choose, it is a vibration you inhabit. And once you inhabit that vibration long enough, the outer world must conform to match it. Because what you believe, you become. And what you become, you attract. Your present circumstances are not barriers. They are illusions, reflections of past assumptions. When you remain loyal to your unseen vision, when you walk as if it is done, the world begins to shift. Pieces move. People appear, doors open, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Faith does not chase, it rests. Faith does not question, it confirms. Faith does not wait, it receives. To live in faith is to dwell in the atmosphere of overflow before the first drop falls. It is to know deep in your soul that you are already connected to everything you desire, not by sight, but by consciousness. And once you cross that inner bridge, the outer will follow. So do not bow to the evidence, bow only to the vision. Speak from it, act from it, think from it. Let your loyalty be to what your heart has shown you, not what your eyes currently see. Because your life is not bound by the visible, it is shaped by the invisible truths you dare to believe in. Faith is the bridge, and once you walk across it, overflow is waiting on the other side. Faith is not only something you feel. True belief reveals itself in what you do, even when nothing has shown up yet. The greatest evidence of belief is preparation. When you truly believe that what you've asked for is already on the way, you begin to act accordingly. You prepare not because you're hopeful, you prepare because you know. You prepare because it's already yours in the unseen. Preparation is more than a gesture, it's a declaration. It's you telling the universe, I'm not waiting to see it before I act. I'm acting because I already see it within. If someone told you with certainty that a great feast would be served at your table tonight, what would you do? You wouldn't sit passively, hoping they weren't lying. You'd clear the table. You'd set the plates. You'd make room for what's coming because you believe it's coming. This is the energy of true manifestation. To prepare emotionally, mentally, and spiritually is to say, I have already received. And because your world reflects your belief, the moment you prepare in alignment with your unseen reality, that reality begins to move toward you. Most people wait for signs before they take a step. They wait for the job offer before buying new clothes. They wait for the relationship before opening their heart. They wait for the money before imagining abundance. But waiting postpones the promise. You must move first. You must show that you're available, ready, and aligned. To prepare is to embody. It is to live as if the thing is already true. And this as if becomes the magnetic field that pulls it in. If you're preparing for overflow, you must begin cleaning out the clutter, not just in your physical space, but in your mind, your beliefs, your habits. You must let go of the identity that matches the drought and welcome the identity that belongs in abundance. Do you truly want more? Then prepare for it, not from anxiety, not to force results, but from certainty. Create space in your day for what you claim you desire. If you want peace, stop rehearsing chaos. If you want love, release resentment. If you want financial flow, start handling your current resources with respect and gratitude. You don't attract what you admire from a distance. You attract what you make room for now. Preparation can be as subtle as clearing emotional baggage or as bold as shifting your schedule to reflect the life you desire. The moment you take action in the direction of your unseen reality, you send a signal to life itself. I'm no longer available for anything less. And life responds. The world rearranges itself around the person who has made an inner decision. Doors open for the one who has already walked through them in consciousness. So begin today. Prepare as if the blessing has already arrived. Set the table, write the vision, clear the space, speak the language of fulfillment, dress the part, think the thoughts, make the moves. Because what you prepare for, you receive. And preparation is not a chore, it is celebration in advance. It is evidence that you trust the process. It's joy in motion. It is gratitude before the outcome. And that kind of faith is irresistible. So if you've seen it in your heart, imagined it in your mind, and felt it as real, now live from it. Let your preparation be loud, proud, and consistent. Because the overflow you've asked for is already yours. And the more you prepare, the more quickly it appears. Preparation is proof of belief. And belief always manifests. So now you know the overflow you've been seeking is not something you have to chase. It's something you must become available to receive. It begins in the invisible. In your imagination, in your assumptions, in your inner conversations, in your state of being. When you live from the end, speak from the vision, and prepare with unwavering faith, the world cannot help but reflect the truth you've claimed within. You are the cause. You are the doorway. You are the vessel of overflow. So stand firm in your belief. Prepare boldly. Speak life. Shift your inner world and trust. Trust that what you've already accepted in consciousness is on its way into form. Your life is about to change forever. In fact, it already has. Now is your time. Overflow is not just a possibility, it is your new reality. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, and most of all, thank you for believing in your vision, your power, and your divine right to receive all that life has for you. Prepare for overflow and receive it fully.